Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
Can I just say right off the bat,
please,
just to like vibe check this immediately, that I purchased pajamas that are a size too big.
Okay.
And I understand now what Billy has been talking about, like what her brand is.
Right.
And I don't know that I'll ever go back. I don't want to be
It seems like a very comfy lifestyle and also just great to like not be perceived physically.
I feel like a Boohbah. Like I have no shape anymore, and I think I'm fine with it. Yeah. Actually,
if given the option, I would choose to not have a corporeal form. But if I did have to choose one, it would be a Boohbah. So, like I get it. I for sure get it.
So much of this time, I have been concerned with being perceived, and that meant the sensory feeling of like things touching me.
Yeah.
And that included people's eyes on me. And now that there are clothes still on me, sort of, but like loosely fitted. And now I don't know that I ever want to go back.
Yeah.
And that's a fucked up thing because I am finding this out a year in to the new.
Yeah. You could have been living this life for 365 days.
And now I am in my Boohbah phase.
Right.
And I don't want to go back.
Yeah. You've gone full Boohbah. You cannot turn the corner. Once you go, it's that's it. Sorry.
And I think, if I really think about it, like I am about to enter my Saturn return, and I don't know that I ever want to go back from my Boohbah phase.
Yeah. And honestly, I get it. That's your right.
So all I'm saying to you all is, accept it when it comes. When
embrace the Boohbah.
Embrace the Boohbah. Embrace the fupa, embrace the Boohbah, and hi, welcome to Into the Twilight.
Hello. If there was a way for us to have that as merch and not get sued, I would do that in a heartbeat. Just
immediately by so many people.
Yeah.
Would just get
immediate cease and desist. Actually, I've got one just now, just by speaking it into the void. So we will be shutting this down.
Weirdly by Nike, and I don't know why.
Yeah, they got the licensing rights for that. They've been just sitting on it for a while, waiting for it to drop.
It's a weird collab. Like, it makes no sense, but they have it.
Yeah, and I do respect it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, sure, fuck it.
Anyway, welcome to Into the Twilight, where we talk about the hottest intellectual property trends coming at you.
If you really think about it, like, this show is about cryptids of all forms, and Boohbahs are absolutely cryptids.
Yeah, they're somewhere in the Venn diagram.
100%. They might be at the edge of that Venn diagram, but children's shows absolutely deal with cryptids.
Yeah.
And those motherfuckers scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. Because I was too old for them. They were definitely, like, I was still being babysat, but I was not watching them. I was, like, on my Game Boy, like, this isn't a phase. And no, absolutely not. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, actually.
Tell me more.
It's light jacket weather, baby. And I missed wearing a light jacket.
That sounds amazing. I know that for the past, 4 months, it seems like you have been just covered in snow.
Yes. Yeah. Chicago doesn't like to do transitions in any way. It's like, oh, hey, how about it be -30 with wind chill for a couple weeks, and you can't leave your home because there's icicles and everything's covered in snow anyway. And then also, what if it was summer basically again right after that? Would that be cool? And we're just like, we will take this. Thank you. Thank you so much.
What is your happy thing?
Oh, my happy thing was light jackets, baby.
Just light jackets? Oh,
yes.
fuck.
It's so good. It's so good. Like, just being able to walk around in not a big puffy, like, feeling like the, what's it? Like the puff, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man kind of guy.
Yes,
like
the Michelin Man.
The Michelin Man, yeah. That's how I feel all the time whenever I leave my apartment. But just in the rare moments that happens. But being able to just, like, have my daily government-regulated walk outside in a light jacket and not even feeling that cold, very nice. Love it.
100%.
Serotonin immediate.
There is something very powerful about just... I feel very safe in wearing a jacket, but when it is just, like, very soft, very thin, very powerful.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Something about that just makes me want to zoom. I love them. Love a soft jacket.
Yeah.
That is amazing. We are also having, like, pretend spring right now. It is very much giving me flashbacks to this time last year where I was like, yo, it's spring. And then it's going to be not spring in, like, a week from now. This is that time of year, too, where I'm like, what if I fix my closet again? Like, I'm going to put all my winter stuff away. I'm going to bring out my light jackets, my short sleeves again. And it's like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Because it's going to go back to rain. And, like, also I don't see anybody. So what's the point? I have a happy thing this week.
Please. Yes.
And it is controversial.
Ooh. I can tell just by looking at it.
Here's the thing. I am an HGTV kind of bitch.
Sure.
And I fuck with the Property Brothers. Because
already a controversial statement. A bold claim in the year of our Lord 2021.
Listen, I get it. They're long. And that's already kind of weird, right? But, like, and they look fake. Like, they look like Ken dolls. So, like, I understand the suspicion from people. I understand it. But there's something about them that I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't marry him, but, like, I'd fuck him for sure.
Jesus.
The third property brother, there's something about him.
Property brother.
That when I found out about this man, everything made sense to me.
Yeah.
Because there's something about the two brothers, like the twins, that is too perfect that I knew there's something about them that I was like, oh yeah, these parents are ashamed of something. Like, they have a skeleton in their closet. And so when I found out about the magician brother, I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. Like, bonus Jonas all the way. So what I'm bringing to the space today is a photo that was posted on Instagram of all of these motherfuckers in kilts, which by itself is the best thing I've ever seen. Because of course, why not?
Right.
But specifically, the moment that brings me the greatest joy is the magician bonus Jonas. The absolute smirk on this motherfucker's face.
The hand on the hip, too. He's really given something.
There's so much sass.
Yeah. He's got a lot of attitude. Far more personality than either of the TM real brothers.
The real ones.
Right. The famous brothers. Here's a question I'd like to pose to you. Do you follow the Property Brothers on Instagram?
Anyways, I gotta go. Can I say something more embarrassing than following them?
Jesus Christ.
Something more embarrassing than that is that this was on my recommended on Instagram. And my first instinct, rather than being embarrassed, is I was like, oh my God, I should follow them on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, that is objectively worse. Wow. I didn't know people were this passionate either way about the Property Brothers. I feel like the Property Brothers are the perfect, like, net zero opinion having property. You know what I mean? It's like they're just there. Like, they're a little scary looking, and twins in general are, or I don't know if they're twins. Are they twins? I don't know.
I think listen, if they're not twins, then why do they look the same?
Right, exactly. So if they are twins give off an unsettling energy in general, especially when they're famous and do property. I don't know. There's a weird vibe, but I think they're just there. But I really didn't know that people, you included, would have any formative opinions about
Here's
him.
what I'm gonna say. There was a time when I had like real TV that I was like, not obsessed with these two, but I was like, yeah, sure, they're cute.
Sure.
At this point, I am more so just kind of like tracking their location because I want to know where they are so I can be away. Like,
Yes.
I just
Yeah.
need to like know. And also, I'm not as much interested. Like, I don't care enough about the bonus Jonas to follow him, but I really want to know about these family occasions.
Yeah.
Like, this is the kind of stuff that they don't have the gall to post on HGTV, but I love.
Right. Like, what do they talk about at the dinner table? You know, like, what are their lives like?
100%. Like, you know that there is so much passive aggressive stuff that had to be said for them to all get into this photo. So much anger because that's how family gatherings are.
Yeah.
And something about that brings me a lot of joy. Anyways, that's my experience with HGTV. Y'all can enjoy Chip and Joanna or whatever the fuck. I only care about the third property brother,
The mystery brother.
who has a lot of sass and
Yeah.
is just cannot can't smile in photos like his
Yeah.
other family members, just can only squint in anger.
Yeah.
Which
And
I
that's
really
good.
appreciate. It is. I respect it. I'm same. We have quite a little gaggle of current events this week.
Ooh, yes, we do.
We're starting off really strong, I might say.
Honestly, maybe a little too hot. Too
Maybe
hot
a little
for TV.
too hot. Maybe we start off with our U news and then we
Oh,
end
sure.
strong.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Because this is not anything new. We have mentioned before that we know that You Season 3 is being filmed.
Yes.
We are aware of that. But we have gotten some updated photos.
Yeah. Some paparazzi shots
Yes.
of the set.
Would you like to update us on my favorite Short King?
Our favorite short king, Penn Badgley, is living his best life.
Scowling
doing
as
season
always.
3. He looks so pissed in all of these photos, which I love. I love that energy.
Like a typical Scorpio, he is just scowling as usual. I love him.
Yeah. It's honestly these photos are great. I love them. It is fabulous how they just make him look so tiny. And for why?
Small. They make him
it's
look like the size of this car.
Right. The proportions are all. This photographer did him so dirty. He's not even. He's a short king, but he's not like a hobbit. Like he's not
No.
a pocket man. Like he's a regular sized dude just living. And all of these photos just make him. They did him so dirty. They chose
did.
violence. They woke up and chose violence.
The proportions that they did are disrespectful.
Yeah.
They're so mean, but I love him. One of my favorite things that they did for this show is that Joe's outfits on the show are just like Penn's usual clothing.
Right.
It's just like fucking black jeans, white shirts. Like,
Yeah.
it's just him as usual.
Yeah.
And so every time that you see him on set, it's hard to tell if he's like actually shooting something or if it's just him fucking about.
Yeah.
But the nice thing, and I know that you had noted this before, is that he's in actual like medical grade masks now.
Right. And not a Netflix branded, like screen printed mask that was like half of his face the last time we talked.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're making moves.
We still are under the assumption that the new season will be ready next year.
Yeah.
Because I think when we had talked about this last, there had been some delays. We will know when we know. So, but we have gotten some updated photos at this point.
We love it.
Yes. Fuck it. Let's talk about the adult stuff.
Sure.
From Looper.
Yes.
That sounds more
Yes.
sexual than it actually is. But
Get ready.
get ready. You know what, kids listening to
Yeah.
this?
Turn it off.
Get out of here. Scram. We have a piece here from Looper, and it says things only adults notice about the Twilight series. Only adults. Now, I can guarantee that when you all engaged with the Twilight Saga for the first time, you probably noticed these things.
Yeah. As any just regular person, maybe a passive viewer even. Perhaps.
Right. Yes. But the author of this, Nikki Munoz, maybe, has made the very strong claim that only adults notice these things and not incredibly critical and engaged viewers that were perhaps not adults beforehand. Could you share with me a couple of these that piqued your interest? Where do we start?
Where do we begin? I do love the underlying morals skew very conservative.
Yeah, that's
Breaking
a great
news.
place to start.
Thank you. Because I think that's foundational to this entire article, which is like, did we need to be an adult to know this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what would have given it away other than the first page
It's a thinker.
of the book. Like, I don't. Yeah, there's just so much from the beginning that tells you about that.
Like religion.
Yeah,
and
just
marriage. And
absolutely.
Sex.
There's one of the other things about this that I found quite interesting is, and again, only adults notice this, according to this piece, there isn't much racial diversity.
Interesting point.
Interesting point that when you are 18 plus, you go, oh shit.
Right.
Whoa.
Hey now.
This has got a lot of white people in it. Whoa. That's weird. And
is anybody else talking about this? Does anyone else know?
One of those things where you go on Twitter and be like, not a lot of people are talking about this, but really weird. Really weird. This piece, all valid issues on here.
Which, and all of them we talk about pretty extensively.
All of them we have been talking about from the jump. There are also a lot of issues on here that are missing, I would say.
Yes.
And I would say that since I joined this community over a decade ago, have been being discussed. Like,
right. Yeah.
This is one of a very self-aware community of people who are like,
right.
We are going to read this, but we are going to be incredibly self-critical of this as we consume it.
Right.
Like, the idea that you can only recognize that there are, like, just straight people in this when you are an adult is wild.
Yeah.
Especially because, like, there are a lot of the people that I know who like this series are not straight. Like,
right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just, this came up in our email. I wanted to talk about it, but what in the world is going on here?
Guys.
Hey.
Come on. Hey.
Knock it off. Stop it. We're ending with a piece that brings me so much joy.
Yes.
From...
It's so good.
It's so good, and it's also from a place that I've never heard of titled Parade. So, thank you for that.
Welcome to the space.
Welcome to the space. Could you tell us a little bit about this parenting piece?
Yes. This is a listicle that I don't know if anybody asked for it, but I do think we deserve, and I do think we are grateful for its presence and its existence.
Yeah, we didn't know that we needed it, but I'm glad that it's here.
We did not know we needed it. It is 60 unique vampire-inspired baby names that are anything but average.
And you would think, like, if this was being published, maybe it's in October.
Right.
During Halloween.
Sure, spooky.
Spoopy.
Yeah.
Yes. Nope, it was published last month in February. Which is early for
Right.
Just
Yeah,
kidding.
well, maybe they're like, you plan the name now, so when your baby is born.
Wait, holy
around
shit. That's actually
Spoopy times. That's math, right?
that. I think that is math.
I
Actually,
think that is math. I love this idea. We're gonna get into the names because they're beautiful, but I
They're
just
so
love the
good.
idea that you're like, hey, you're thinking of names for your upcoming child, right?
Yes.
And you're like, if only there was a resource for me, someone who loves vampire lore and vampire adjacent names, for me to really like figure out all the best names for my
100%.
kid. And here we are. It's beautiful and it's here. You're welcome. You don't have to worry anymore. It exists.
Yeah, and like I really want to lean into having a Halloween bebe, but
Yes.
all I'm seeing is Edward and Bella everywhere. And I
Right.
want a real vampire kid.
Real vampire.
A real, authentic
I want a
one
poser. Yeah.
who has like a badass name.
Yeah.
Where do I find that somewhere?
Yeah.
And so Parade comes in and they're like, you know what? We got you.
We got you. You're in. We got it.
And folks, these are some badass names. Let me tell
Honestly,
you.
we should change our names. These
Now-
names are very cool.
Parade, if I can speak to you frankly, if you could just remove the binary bullshit that you've got on here,
Yeah.
this article would be dope as hell.
Yeah. Because, like, listen.
Listen. Hey,
Vampires, historically.
are like angels.
Yeah.
Binaries don't work on them.
No, doesn't really apply, I don't think. I don't think I've seen a vampire in media that's, like, gave me cis vibes. You know what I mean? Like,
And they're not... So, like, let's just stop playing the games.
come on. Come on.
They
and
live
you
forever,
know,
so-
you know this resource will probably more likely be used by non-binary people trying to figure out their new name, their cool new name,
100%.
rather than expecting parents. Like, this is a resource for a lot of different types of people, okay?
And Parade, let's be real for a second. With a name like Godfrey,
Come on.
you're not... Listen, when you made this list,
Yeah.
you didn't put Michaela on here, okay?
Right.
You put Ambrosia, not Brittany.
Yeah.
Okay?
Ugh, Ambrosia's so good.
You put Celeste, not Sarah. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's be
Read the room.
honest.
Know your audience.
Okay?
Yeah.
You're giving this to immortal beings. You
Yeah.
think that they're gonna be binary beings for the rest of time?
Yeah.
That's boring
let's
as
be real.
hell.
Yeah.
Goddamn. Anyways, these names kick ass.
They're so good. Like Talon, very cool.
Talon is cool as hell.
Talon is cool.
Oh, Zane?
Bartholomew.
Oh my god.
Very old school, but still hits. I feel like it's gonna have a comeback, you know?
A lot of these names are very old. Very
Yeah.
old. Like, Vladimir's a little old school,
Sure,
I will
yeah.
say.
Yeah.
But it still hits.
I do like that one of them, instead of just saying Elizabeth, they said Countess Elizabeth. I do like the
Yeah.
idea of just someone's legal name being Countess Elizabeth blank.
Yeah.
That is very good.
I do love that. I do also love that they leaned into the Adventure Time with Marceline. I thought
Very
that was very
good.
cute.
Blade? Come on.
God.
Come on.
Come. Ugh. Amazing.
Very good. Anyway, so if you end up naming your kid one of these names, let us know.
Absolutely. Yes. I love them. I think that they are great. If you know what these would also be great for is your familiars. Can you
Ooh.
imagine just
Yes.
naming your cat Drake?
Very cool.
Very cool. Or Orpheus? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Some
That's
power-
powerful.
That's so powerful. Do you know what's also really powerful?
Yes.
We have a fucking ad spot. What the hell?
Damn right we do. Ooh.
You know what, folks? I need to deepen my voice. Hold on. Are you ready, folks? Take me very seriously.
Yeah, buckle up.
Take me
Get
very
some serious
seriously.
voice acting.
Sorry, I need to get into my Kristen Stewart voice.
Yeah.
What if I was just like, excuse me 1 second, and then Kristen Stewart was just like in my room?
He just possessed you.
Just like that, you know that person who on TikTok who like always has their hand in their hair, like, in the car, who's, like, always doing the impressions.
Yes.
I should have done that. Okay.
We use this money to hire someone else to do a case 2 impression for us.
Taylor would pass out. Okay.
Yeah.
Say it out loud.
Twilight-inspired accessories and t-shirts.
Available now, March 8th at etsy.com/shop/feelingcrafty is the Twilight Renaissance collection. Are you feeling embarrassed yet, Taylor? Because you should.
You asked for this, and we're going to give it to you. The collection features everything from vampire fang earrings to your favorite Twilight books memorialized into jewelry, keychains, and magnets. If t-shirts are more your jam, you can purchase your very own minimalist Twilight shirt that features simple designs alongside iconic quotes from the movies. With all these options, you'll be saying, feeling crafty. Where the hell have you been all my life, Loca?
Ugh. If Twilight isn't your thing, which, like, first of all, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah,
Sorry. Taylor said, which to each their own. There are so many other unique pieces. Mismatched silverware and iridescent... Taylor, I can't read. What? Iridescent space-themed dangle earrings, which also come in the form of clip-ons. Oh, that's very nice.
Very nice.
That's very nice. Pastel-colored button studs, handmade polymer clay keychains, and other options to customize your own book accessories.
Ooh, you can check out this launch and more at etsy.com/shop/feelingcrafty, that is CRAFTAY, like Taylor. And for the next month, use code ITT10 to save 10% off your entire purchase, even non-Twilight options. You'll also receive free shipping on purchases of $35 or more. You don't even need a coupon. You don't even need one.
Whoa.
And a portion of the net profits from each Twilight purchase will be donated to the Quileute Tribe Move to Higher Ground project.
That's very nice of you, Taylor.
Very nice. And you can keep up on future launches. You can follow Feeling Crafty on Instagram and Facebook, baby.
We'll put Taylor's Etsy shop in the show notes.
Yeah, it'll be in the notes. I have perused this. The fucking mismatched utensil earrings are the cutest shit I've ever seen.
I love them.
In my entire life. Everything on there is super cute. So if you don't fucking storm Taylor's Etsy and buy everything with our coupon.
I'm going to use our own coupon code. Fuck it.
Absolutely.
I love
That's
it.
our right.
Yeah, I mean, if we have our own coupon code, fuck yeah, I'm going to use it. That's the whole point of it, right?
So yeah, get some cute ass shit from our #1 intern, Taylor Brown Browntown.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what our intern is for, right? Is to give us money.
Yes. Yeah, that's how that works.
That's what unpaid internships are for, right? That's what the whole discourse that I've seen on Twitter this past week is for.
That's why we've been canceled. That is... We've been outed for unfair labor practices, and we will stop.
100%. Yep. That's... Taylor, you are freed. I used my last wish on the genie bottle. You are freed. Go and make... go make cute shit now.
Yes.
When we last left off in the host...
Yes.
We talked about stuff. Yeah?
Did we? I'm having trouble recalling, but I do think that is the case.
I think so, yes. Jared had come back at that point.
Yeah. Knocking on doors.
Wander.
Trying to look for folks.
Wander had been hiding in the storage cave closet. Mm-hmm. Had been salivating over the idea of Cheetos. Jared and Jamie got in a fight. Jamie had punched Jared. There was a lot of J names that were happening here. And Ian was being secretive as shit. We had no idea why. And when we had very last left off, Jared had been being spoopy as all get out and was like, oh, Wanda, come out. And we had no idea, like, what was about to go on. It was the creepiest thing that Stephanie has ever written before. Yeah. Because listen, Stephanie doesn't write horror per se. I mean, she's written body horror, let's say that.
She's written things that scares us. Maybe not intentionally so.
Right. 100%. And so when we start chapter 9, Wander is like, oh, absolutely not. And is like, oh, I need to get away from Jared.
Yeah.
This is not good. But Jared's like, no. Listen, Jamie made me promise because he almost broke my nose. I said, I just want to talk to it. I mean, her. I mean, that. I mean, it. Fuck.
It's just so hard these days. How do you even...
Pronouns are just like, listen, they're just like so hard.
So hard.
I know I'm not supposed to say it about like a person or whatever, but like, it's just like so hard, you know?
Yeah.
And so ultimately, Jared's like, listen, I just want to talk to Wander alone. And Wander is like, I just want to talk to Jared alone. And Ian is like, listen, I don't like Jared, but I like you. I mean, shit. I mean, I don't want you to get hurt, Wander, so this is a problem for me. But they end up letting it happen. This is where things get a little bit hard. Because I don't like Stephenie Meyer. That is not a surprise.
Yeah.
The problem is that sometimes she writes about tropes that make me, as a person, become a softie.
Yes.
And that is incredibly frustrating to me.
Because you fall into the trap.
Because she opens a trap that I know was a trap, and I am a fool. And I go into the trap anyways.
Yeah.
And chapter 29 is me becoming an absolute fool for this trap.
Yeah.
And that is a problem. Because Jared, I'm trying really hard to be critical of this chapter. But this is a trope that I love. And that is obnoxious and makes me very frustrating.
What is it about this trope that you find so appealing?
Don't want to talk about it.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I'm not your therapist. I don't need to go there. It's
okay. There is something. One, I feel for you because there is a lot in this chapter that is italicized.
Yeah, it's a lot of whispering.
There is a lot
of just like
there is a lot that is italicized here, and that for me was hard to read, and I would imagine it is also very hard to listen to.
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm sorry.
Thank you.
But there is Wander is like, fuck. I wanted to have this time to like see what Jared was talking about.
Right.
But now that I am alone with him, I regret this immediately. And Jared is a frustrating person. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I feel like I relate to him a lot to is as soon as he gets into this space, he's like, I just have one question. And then just like word vomits. And he's like, so you can probably guess what this is. Jeb and Jamie spent like all night talking to me and going off on their wild theories that Melanie is like still in your head. And so he like gets down in front of Wanderer and is like, hey, Wanda, and like cups Wanderer's chin. Yeah. And is like, hey, and just like knocks on Wanderer's head effectively and is like, hey, Melanie's still in there or what?
Knock, knock.
Hey, she's still in there or what's going on? Yeah. And this is the part that's like frustrating. Mm-hmm. Because Melanie is obviously like screaming inside. Yeah,
she's going, wee, wee, wee.
Yeah, whoa, I'm still here.
Let me out.
And of course, Wanderer, at this point, who has finally started to learn this game, is like, oh shit, this is a trap. Like, I am gonna, like, disassociate. I'm gonna keep my mouth locked. I'm not gonna do anything on the outside. Mm-hmm. Because I have seen Jared throw my head against the cave. Like,
Yeah.
this dude can snap my neck.
Right. There's no way this ends well, right?
No, like, this is totally a trap. Even though there is literally a soul inside them at this time who is, like, trying to break free. So when Jared effectively, like, knocking on Wanderer's skull at this time doesn't work, Melanie does this, like, weird flashback, and we find out that Melanie's dad used to say these weird idioms.
Yeah.
And I don't know about
Where did this come from?
I have no idea. Like, now we know that Melanie's uncle was, like, a little bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
Melanie's aunt was a little bit weird. And now we know that Melanie's dad was a little bit weird. Like, what was with this? For real, like, what was with this family?
Yeah, not a very functional unit, it seems like.
For real, he used to say stuff like, 23 skidoo. Like, safe as house it. Like, what was with this dude?
Yeah.
The one that really, like, messed with my head was, like, something about grandma sucking eggs. Like, hello?
God. No, thank you. First of all, Steph, cool it on the
Stephanie?
eggs in general. It's
What
too
is
much.
with her? With eggs?
The last 4 chapters have been brutal in terms of egg content. I am done. I'm out. No more.
What is with this ma'am? Where, like, every book that she writes, she has to talk about salad and eggs. Is that, like, a contractual obligation?
Yeah, she might. Is she just being like the fucking egg industry? Big Chicken is like
Big Dairy? Like, what is this word? Why?
What's going on? Also, we should only refer to her as this ma'am from now on. So good. This ma'am?
This ma'am and her
Incredible.
like, contract with Big Dairy has got to stop.
Yeah.
Also, we would be remiss to not talk about how the aliens have changed the sports industry fundamentally.
Yes. Yeah, what's going on? I love they just reclaimed it, for them.
Yeah, that they were like, no, we have to keep sports going.
Yeah. We can't have a society
Without sports.
We need sports. Every other institution, every other cultural institution, everything really fundamental to human society and living on a planet, don't need it. Sports, very important.
Sports have to stay.
We have to have sports.
The idea of these two basketball players being like, I'm sorry, I touched the ball last, actually. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know about this, actually. And the idea that they were like, no, like, as a society, we do need to have the Olympics still.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you thought about the world. I love the idea that Stephanie was like, yeah, no, like, sports, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a medal. It's got to happen. Sports have to go on. Is kind of beautiful to me.
Yeah.
So, it's just...
Nature is healing.
Nature, yep, that's... Fuck, what is happening? This was a very weird memory, and I found it odd. And I will have nightmares about it probably forever.
Just the fact that, like, this is the memory that immediately comes to mind when
I think of
we're
Jared.
in this weird crisis situation and you're a little horny and you're like, I gotta think about something else. Like, this is it.
It's kind of like
fair
what
enough.
people say, like, when you're horny and you need to stop, you think about, like, your grandparents or something, like, something
Sure. Yeah.
get rid of it. And this
Right.
was what she thought of.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Melanie, you good?
Yeah.
Like, hello?
Like, I know the answer is no, but also,
Like, what
Hey.
is wrong with you?
hey, what's up?
This is your version of a cold shower?
Yeah, do you want to
Stop
talk
it.
about it? Like, let's, come on.
Apparently not, Melanie.
Yeah.
Goddamn. So this scene between Jared and Wander and Melanie is not over. Because Jared is still trying to, like, Wander's instinct of this being a test is actually true.
Yeah.
So while Melanie is showing this memory to Wander, apparently Jared has just been, like, talking this whole time.
Yeah.
And so Wander comes to, and Jared is in the middle of talking and is like, apparently has been talking about the fact that, like, Jeb and Jamie have, like, tried to convince him that Melanie is in Wanderer's head. Mm-hmm. And Wanderer's like, oh, shit. Like, how long has he just been talking at me and I haven't been noticing? Like, fuck.
I haven't even realized. Now I feel a fool.
Oh, damn it. And so he's, like, still going off and not really understanding, like, what Wanderer's point is for being here, which is fair. Like, he doesn't really get it. And so eventually gets to the point of trying his last test, which is getting up in Wanderer's face and and kissing Wanderer. But like, not kissing Wanderer.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like, this is a very confusing situation to explain. Like, he is technically kissing Wanderer, but it is a test.
Right.
Stephanie, it's like you knew this would be fucking hellish to explain.
Right.
In a summary medium. So Wanderer kisses back. Mm-hmm. But
Wanderer's like, I gotta win this. I will win this kiss.
But Melanie is like, excuse.
What the fuck's going on here?
Rude.
That's my man's.
Excuse me, I'm the one who made you fall in love with him, so rude. Mm-hmm. And so Melanie is like, well, I need to take control of something, and decides to punch Jared.
Just a nice little punch.
Just a nice little hit.
Little hit.
My favorite thing about this moment is that it's described that Wanderer is absolutely shocked by the fist hitting Jared.
Yeah. It's like,
And he is also shocked by it happening.
Yeah.
And so immediately afterwards, Wanderer's like,
I gotta go.
I got a fucking blast. Like, it said, like, in a fight or flight situation, it would never be a choice. It's always flight. And so Wanderer runs, like, immediately into boxes, like, starts crawling into boxes and hiding.
Yeah.
And just starts
This
sobbing.
never happened. You didn't see anything. Walk away now and let me just cry.
Like, I just want you all to imagine how loud of a commotion that this would be. Like, silent, a kiss, a crack, and then just so many sounds of boxes and heaving sobs.
Right. Meanwhile, like, Ian is probably, like, right outside the door, right? Because he was, like, got kicked out, but he was like, I'm not gonna, like, walk away too far. I gotta know what happens, and I gotta make sure everything is okay. I gotta protect.
Yes.
And just hearing everything, just all that commotion. It's very good.
Yeah, and at the end of this chapter, Jared is just like, Mel? He's like, hello? And then Jared just, like, also leaves. Well, before he leaves, though, because we move into chapter 30, he describes, so Mel is, like, in Wanderer's brain still, of course, just, like, yelling and very angry. But Jared is trying to now explain this, that, like, he was trying to do that for her, and it was a test, but Wanderer is sobbing.
Yeah. Not having a great time.
Not doing well. And so Jared is trying to reassure and, like, saying, I love you. And then he leaves. And then we have a lot of conflicts in Melanie's body at this time. Because we have Melanie being very pissed and also relieved. And Wanderer being just a lot of suffering inside this little alien right now.
Not great.
Not doing well
internally.
No, just a lot of pain, lots of suffering, lots of hurt going on. Especially since, like, Melanie is the one that made Wanderer fall in love with this human, and it's like, that's rude. Like,
yeah.
Wonder didn't want this, and yet here they are. Like, rude. One of the things that's described in this situation is Wonder is, like, bent into a lopsided pretzel, and it's just, like, sobbing, and I just feel so bad.
Yeah. It's quite a mood, though.
It is a mood. There's just...
We've all been there.
We have. It's a big mood. Finally, Jamie does come to, like, check in on Wanda, which I did feel relieved about. And he's like, oh, good, you are here. Like, someone is here and alive, which made me feel better. And, like, makes Wanda eat, which is good. And not just, like, bread as usual, which I think Wanda at this point would do, but, like, actual carbs and protein, which is nice. And as usual, like, guides Wanda into the kitchen. And I think it's been a while since we've talked about, but, like, is back to doing the, like, lessons that Wanda's been doing.
The teaching stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Because there's, like, a whole bunch of people there to talk to and hear about, like, the dolphins and the beavers and all of those kinds of things. Yeah.
Look at all these animals that used to exist.
Yeah. Especially because, like, all of those raiders are back. And so they're not used to it, but everyone else is, like, chill. And then it gets... The rest of this kind of, like, veers off. I know that a couple of chapters ago we had that weird introduction to, like, mourning and death, and then they hadn't really followed up on it again. The way that this chapter ends, it's a little bit of a hint to it as well. That we know Walter is starting to, like, actually pass away at this point.
Right.
More body horror from Miss Ma'am.
Yeah, Miss Ma'am will not quit.
She's just like, oh yeah, that guy with the cancer, his bones are just, like, falling apart.
As if we haven't experienced enough trauma collectively.
For real.
How about a little more?
For real. She just loves snapping bones. I don't know why. That's, like, Stephanie's thing. It's really weird. But her... Yeah, it's weird. But after eating, Ian decides to, like, finally take Wanda to the, like, medical area of the caves to go see Walter. And the chapter ends in, like, a really weird place of Walter being like, hey, my wife is here. And it's, like, a really weird end to the chapter. Weird space to be at, but sure. Okay. Great.
Love it.
So we will figure out what connection Wanda has to Walter again. Hey, Stephanie, just a quick note for your next book, which is already published, but could you stop with the alliteration of names, actually?
Yeah. It would make our lives so much easier, which
I
know
is
is
a nightmare.
It's not what you think of when writing a book, but would
your
appreciate
editors
it.
do.
Yeah. They also have to do that.
Your editors do, and your readers do, and it is a hellscape. And I would love it if you stop. Thank you.
Yeah.
Signed, Big Dairy, and also us at Into the Twilight.
Yes, thank you.
We have a fantastic group of patrons this week.
Damn right we do.
That we would love to thank.
Hell yeah.
Starting off with Big Dairy.
Shout out to our top sponsor, Big Dairy.
Big Dairy.
This week and every week.
You make my life a living hellscape, and my only reprieve is Lactaid. Thank you for all of those Got Milk posters in middle school. You gave me so much acne on my chin. And
for that, I will never forgive you.
And for that, I will literally never forgive you. Why did you infiltrate our schooling system and make us think that we had to drink milk with every meal?
Yeah.
Fuck you, Big Dairy. You are not one of our patrons. Get out of here, scram. You don't make our teeth strong. Fuck off.
Anyway, our patrons that we do love and appreciate and cherish. Shout out to Mallory Hardwick.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Shout out to Katie Black.
Pew pew.
Pew pew.
Shout out Kylie Minty.
Pew pew pew. Shout out to Elizabeth James.
Boing, boing, boing.
Pew pew pew.
Thank you to Jess Love.
Pew pew pew.
Ooh.
Thank you to Alex Dornan.
Ah, yeah. Thank you to Carrie Goldberg.
Pew 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 pew. Thank you to Mickey Meyer.
Boing, 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 boing. Shout out Zoe Steele.
Pew 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 pew. Thank you to Rebecca Cullen.
Boing, 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 boing. Shout out to Amy Taylor.
Thank you to Mulch Gray.
Mulch. Shout out Taylor Brown Town Lautner.
You're free. Be free. Unofficial intern.
Spread your wings and fly away.
Thank you to Aaron Weber.
Boing, boing, boing. Thank you to Gwen Stanley.
I still don't know if we're pronouncing her name right. Woo!
But you haven't corrected us, so we will keep doing it until you do so.
Thank you to Jasmine Anastasia. Woo!
Ah! Shout out Bailey Christian.
Ah!
Ooh.
What if we just scream instead?
Yes.
Thank you
Hello.
to Jay Melina. Ah!
Ooh, yeah. Shout out, oh God, is it Cassandra?
Yes.
I do this every time. Shout out Cassandra Bomer.
Woo!
Ooh.
Thank you to Toussaint Wander.
Ah, yes.
Ah.
Thank you to Kristen Strider. Ooh.
Yeah, Kristen. Woo!
Ooh.
Kristen, you thought you were the only Kristen, and you are the only Kristen.
You were correct.
Thank you to our mom, Kelly Beck. Woo!
Ah, yes. Thank you to Erin Salinger.
Woo!
Boing, boing, boing.
Thank you to Sophia Salinger.
Ah, yeah. Shout out India Peach.
Woohoo!
Ooh.
Thank you to Casey Yorkie. Woo!
Ow, yeah. Thank you to Sarah Blythe.
Ooh!
Ooh, yes.
Thank you to Laura 40. Oh!
Ooh.
I never understand how people say they can sleep through our show when we are literally screaming in this section.
Every second of this podcast, but
Literally.
Especially that.
Literally. I don't get it. How people are like, oh yeah, no, I just sleep through your show. What the fuck? Wake up. Wake up.
Maybe
Wake
they
up.
use it for like naps, right? So it's like I can get like a couple REM cycles in here, but by the time they do the patrons, it will be an alarm clock.
Wake up.
essentially.
You're late. You're late for a meeting. Wake up.
You gotta go now.
You're late for taking your medicine. Wake up.
Yes. God.
What if I just say all kinds of things? Like, oh shit, you're late for taking a poop. Wake up.
Yeah. We just start recording people's like ringtones and stuff.
You're late
voicemail
for
messages.
updating your AIM message. Go.
Yeah.
All kinds of things. Okay, I have a fan fiction here from
Hell yeah.
our unofficial intern, who's free now, Taylor Browntown Lautner. This fan fiction has a couple of deep cuts in it. I'm going to say what this is first, and then I will... Okay.
Great.
This... Fuck. This is titled Kiss Me, and it's
Great.
by Screaming Sayonara.
We've all been there.
Fuck. And this is a Twilight and Sweeney Todd crossover.
Oh my God.
Can I?
Yes.
Okay. I've never seen Sweeney Todd.
Oh God.
Okay, listen. I'm a Sondheim bitch, okay? But I make
I know.
exceptions because I don't fuck with Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Listen, I draw the
He has
line
done
at-
some crimes, and
There are some emo boys that I don't fuck with.
Yeah.
So anyways, I had to do a little bit of research to understand what this was. Because sometimes Taylor Browntown Lautner sends me fucking deep cuts that I don't understand. But here's the description for this. Edward as Anthony and Bella as Johanna. They are trying to make a plan so Johanna doesn't have to marry the judge. Sure. This was published on July 15th of 2009.
Fantastic.
And it's apparently from the song Kiss Me from Sweeney Todd, Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
Yeah.
Listen, Taylor, this is a great piece. I figured out what this is. It's great.
Yeah.
It's just, whatever. Okay. It's 500 words. I'm not going to read all of it because they'll fucking sue me. Okay. He means to marry me Monday. What shall I do? I'd rather die, Bella said frantically, pacing back and forth in her room. I have a plan, Edward said calmly. I'll swallow poison on Sunday. That's what I'll do. I'll get some lye, she said while packing some things. I have a plan. Bella stops pacing all of a sudden and says softly, "Oh dear, what's that noise? I think I hear a noise." No, it can't be. He's still in court today, isn't he? Still, that was a noise. Wasn't that a noise? You must have heard that. Edward cut her off abruptly and yelled, "Kiss me." Bella shyly answered, "Oh, sir." "Ah, miss. Oh, sir." Bella turned away from him agitatedly and started pacing again. "If he should marry me Monday, what shall I do? I'll die of grief." "I have a plan. We'll fly tonight. Today's Friday, which is virtually Sunday. What shall we do with time so brief?" "We'll fly tonight," Edward said more gleefully. End scene.
Wow. Snaps. Beautiful. Fabulous.
There's something about Bella being a Virgo saying, "Today's Friday, which is virtually Sunday. What shall we do with time so brief?" That is a mood and fits her very well to me.
Absolutely.
So, good job, Taylor. I like it a lot.
Thank you. And this is a threat to any of our patrons who get our bonus episodes. If you do not suggest things for us to talk about, I will make Allie watch Sweeney Todd.
Oh God. Listen, I am open to it. I can be bought. So that is something I'm more than willing to do. Any other suggestion is also fine. As always, stay fighting Big Dairy.
Yes.
Take your medicine. Wake
Be
up
vigilant.
from your nap. Be vigilant. Jesus Christ, wake up. And as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
get bit.
Get bit. And get whipped. Fuck. I don't know why I just did that. Whatever. It's fine. Whatever.
Roll.
Roll the tape. Whatever.
Into the Twilight is an Earbud Media production. Our theme music is by Eli Krauss, and our artwork is by Maddie Padilla. Follow the show on Twitter at Into the Twilight, and support us on Patreon at patreon.com/intothetwilight. Send us an email or a fanfiction at intothetwilightshow@gmail.com. You can find Allie at Into Wild Places and me at Cody Currow.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media, audio for everyone.